What's up, guys? I'm LAJ.
This is Young Peter here.
Legendary Sports Organizations.
Hey, you know what? With all the crazy NBA offseason stuff that's been going on with the trades and the free agent signings, and of course that amazing summer league, you know what? We're here to discuss the opening week games and some of the key games that we feel like, you know what, you need to be on the lookout for.
Yeah, we're not going to go through every single game of the year.
We don't have that much time. We need to keep it pretty short.
So these are just highlight games. These are just like key games that everybody should watch. And
of course,
what's the first game of the season?
October 17th. I mean, that's just I'm all over just excited just to the fact that we have Cleveland versus Boston.
The return
Game
of Kyrie.
one.
How crazy
it's the return of Kyrie Irving on his first day back in Cleveland. And then we're like, is this even going to happen? Because we're in August 29th right now. And this trade still hasn't gone down. There's still on paper that he's still headed out. I mean, at this point, we're both in agreement that Kyrie's gone.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to go either way, whether it's Boston or somebody else, he's gone. But this is like, why is IT injured? Why does his hip have to be so damaged already? I mean, this should have happened already. But obviously, IT is holding this trade back. But acquiring Jay Crowder and acquiring a top pick.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, to acquire 3 players and a draft pick, because what people don't talk about is Aziz, I believe was the gentleman's name, the center that they got from Boston as well. It's just another piece in the puzzle. Could it be something? We don't know. Yeah, Jay Crowder, though, that's a team-friendly deal he's on.
Yeah.
And he's an impact player.
Yeah, he's a
very impact player.
He's going to take either Iman or Tristan's starting position straight up. Like, he's going to go in there and have an impact right away. But we're talking about August 17th, first game of the year, Boston at Cavs, and the return of Kyrie to Cleveland.
And it's just going to be, what kind of environment is Kyrie going to be back in? I mean, if you're a fan and you want to boo him.
No, you got to thank him, because if it wasn't for his 3-point dagger in 2015 to take out to eliminate basically the Warriors and get Cleveland their first championship, I mean, you got to give him credit. He dealt with the bullshit of the Cavs, that piss poor 2011 to 2014 before Bron came. Like, they were the worst team in the league, and he dealt with it. There should be some love for Kyrie regardless of what happened.
Yeah, well, maybe too soon, but they'll probably have a little tribute video or something.
Hopefully, I mean,
something. But then again, this is still pending if this thing even goes through. And I feel like if it doesn't, that just makes this game even more must-watch TV.
Yeah,
because you're talking about them trying to play together and have the
pretend
media,
like it didn't happen.
And then pretend this whole thing didn't happen.
Damn! Oh my God! And then in the West, you got the potential. This is gonna be the potential Western Conference. I think. What do you think?
I'm in agreement with that. Where we feel like this Houston Golden State matchup could easily be the Western Conference Finals matchup.
Yeah, it easily could. Now we're gonna see how CP3 and James Harden collaborate together. If they can, is D'Antoni's system gonna work? Like, what's gonna happen? I mean, we saw them in that Drew League game. They looked like they were, mixing together. Like, they're fitting. But you don't know how it is when you add other players and other key players to the system. Is it gonna work? And will it work? And especially against Golden State, you're gonna get a taste of what the future is gonna look like with them. And it's also going to be a performance to see if CP3 is going to stay or he's going to leave and move on. Or,
Well, that's obviously going to be more determined later down the road. But we feel like this is Houston's test. Because guess what? You're going to go up against a team that's already established.
Mm-hmm.
And they just got better. How did that happen? They just got better. This is insane.
Unfortunately, they did get better. They added Omri Caspi. And a lot of people don't take in consideration Nick Young and what he brings, but he's a spot-up shooter. He's a
decent spot-up shooter, and you're talking about someone who's not afraid to take the shot.
Yeah, definitely. And, he is a goofball, but at the same time, he performs and does what he needs to when needed. So that's just October 17th.
Yeah, and then the next night you have the 76ers, the young 76ers, against an established team of the Washington Wizards. And
John Wall.
John Wall. But you're also talking about Otto Porter and Martin Gortat. I mean, these guys got to the second round of the Eastern Conference. They were just the best. A couple plays away from making it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean,
best series, by the way, last year.
Forgot to mention Beal.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And best backcourt, the fastest, I think he is the fastest point guard in the league. John Wall's got to be the fastest. And he's getting better defensively. And then Kobe Bryant just gave him that challenge. Was it first team?
First team all defense.
Yeah, he's already there. I mean, he's pretty much already there. And following game, you got the Bucks and Boston. the Greek Freak versus now Kyrie Irving? Question mark, or what's gonna happen?
Anything with Boston right now, we talk about is gonna have that question mark.
Yeah, unless it changes, and I'll make sure that I'll add the information below. But Bucks, Boston, the rising Bucks.
Yeah, this is hopefully Jabari Parker's
healthy.
Finally, a healthy Jabari Parker coming back with teaming up, obviously with Giannis and Malcolm Brogdon and just the rest of the squad they have.
Giannis also got, well, he didn't get challenged, but he ended up hitting up Kobe and asking for a challenge.
Well, it's funny, the thing with that, I think because Giannis, and again, I don't know him personally, but I feel like Giannis just said it as a joke because he saw how Kobe was really calling out all these other guys. Yeah. And
from other sports too.
Yeah. And you know what? Giannis was like, well, as a joke, I felt like he said, "What's my challenge?" And he probably thought that Kobe was never gonna respond. And Kobe gave him the 3 words because he got most improved player. Now he wants him to get most valuable player.
That's gonna be,
and that's already a challenge in itself because
he needs to get a jumper too.
No. It's just you have to raise Milwaukee's status up a notch. I mean, people are already looking at Milwaukee as a team to watch for, but now you need to make sure they're the team to watch for.
Yeah,
think about it.
And then that same day, October 18th, the final game of that day that we're highlighting is the T-Wolves at Spurs.
So now,
young and rising.
Just like we talked about with the Golden State and Houston matchup, we feel like this T-Wolves and Spurs is the old versus new because it's always the same old Spurs. That's consistent, boring in a way, even though that's the way the media portrays them.
What's going to happen with LaMarcus? Because now we're hearing that LaMarcus wants to leave and he's not comfortable there. So now what's going to happen? Is that also like a Kyrie type of thing where he wants to leave?
I think if he leaves, Pop still will make his team better regardless because Pop is the one who's the brains behind that operation.
But does he have enough, do you think?
I think so. I mean these Spurs always surprise me.
They're always undoubtedly.
Because I've been like thinking they're washed up for years now.
But I think it's safe to say now. I know it's the Spurs, but I think it's safe to say now that they're now going to start declining and little by little stepping down from that. Now the Spurs of the playoffs. Ginobili just signed.
Not a 1 year deal.
Yeah, 2 year deal. Yeah, so I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Like LaMarcus Aldridge, Kawhi Leonard, yes, they're great players, but is that enough to now the T-Wolves that drastically improved? They added Taj Gibson and Jimmy Butler. Who else did they add?
I mean, you're adding 3-time Sixth Man of the Year Jamal Crawford and Jeff Teague already with Cat and Andrew Wiggins.
No, this team is overtaking the Spurs. I don't know if they're top 3 in the league. No, not top 3 in the league, but not top 3 in the West. But they're up there. They're going to be a top contending team for sure, and definitely down the line. So yeah, the Spurs' time is going to be up, and the T-Wolves are going to be the team.
It's funny we say that, and then what happens?
But
that's why you can never count them out.
You got to think about who they had back then. Tim Duncan, regardless if he was old or young, but they still had Tim Duncan, who was exceptionally good. They had Manu Ginobili, who was still good. They had Tony Parker. I mean, they had a couple of good pieces, but this is a team that no longer has that. But Kawhi Leonard and LaMarcus Aldridge, like I mentioned, great players. But the T-Wolves are going to be the team to take them over for sure.
Oh, well, then we got October 19th. And this is something that we're both looking forward to, as opposed to anyone who's a Clipper and a Laker fan. Because right there, it's opening night for the LA Lakers. And we got the LA Clips. And you're talking about Lonzo Ball, the talk of the Summer League, the consensus Rookie of the Year potentially.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's an exciting Lakers team that's going to be coming on the court. Maybe it's a team that could now scratch maybe 30-plus wins potentially.
Hopefully. I think everybody has them at 35 wins. But I don't know if they're at 35. They're maybe at around. They're in between 30 and 40 for sure. But as far as this Lakers game, the Laker team, they're definitely the team of the future if they stay together, because this is going to be now one of their first rookies that they drafted. It's going to be Julius Randle. It's going to be his contract year, so we're going to see if they keep him. He shredded a gang of pounds. He got like super shredded, and he looks younger, and he looks a lot more fitted and a lot more stronger. Younger. But yeah, and then the Clippers reloaded.
And then the Clips, I mean, we lost about 9 players and pretty much replaced those 9 with another 9. Obviously, we lost Chris Paul. It's a big loss for the Clips, but in reality, we could have lost it for nothing, and we actually got a nice, decent return for him.
No, great return. You got
great return. I mean, we'll see how the addition of Patrick Beverley, because Patrick Beverley said it himself. He's not Chris Paul. We know he's not Chris Paul. So it's going to be a little bit different. That's why they went out and got Milos from Europe to make sure that if he can translate his game from out there to here, then you're talking about Lob City 2.0. And believe me, if you like this Lob City from back when Chris was playing, then you're gonna love the one with Milos because I'm seeing those highlights. Yeah, I'm seeing those highlights on YouTube of this guy can just pass, flat out pass. And you got now DeAndre Jordan,
like Ricky Rubio.
Yeah, and you got DeAndre Jordan and Blake Griffin now to throw the ball to, and so those guys can finish at the rim.
Yeah, and then Blake Griffin's definitely gonna get improved now that the ball's gonna be mostly up with him. And he worked out his mid range. He worked out.
Yeah, he's now the face, the consensus face of the franchise at this point. And you know what? Because we invested in him, and we're like, okay. Then in October 20th, we have the Lakers at the Phoenix Suns.
Another young team.
And we're talking about a team that was younger than some of the teams in the Final Four just last year, right?
Oh, that's right. And they just added, who was it, Josh Jackson?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, Josh Jackson.
It's just so crazy now that we're at the point. We're going to see just a bunch of guys in their early 20s now representing the Lakers. You know, it's crazy because when you think of LA, you just think of these guys, you know, the men. But now when you talk about LA now, it's just kids that are now going to transition, obviously, into what we hope will be something, you know, incredible
in a couple of years, for sure, definitely in a couple of years. But the Suns team now, we're looking at Devin Booker. Is he going to be that Devin Booker from last year where he dropped 70 on Boston? Is he going to be that Devin Booker from last year where he almost, you know, averaged 25, 26 points per game? Like, what kind of Devin Booker? And is he developed? Is he matured? Is he gotten better? I mean, I'm hoping for the best for Devin Booker. Not against the Lakers, but I'm hoping the best for Devin Booker, and I hope he shows up.
They don't play him 82 games, so don't worry about that now.
Good thing. Yeah, that's a good thing.
And then we got the Bucks and Cavs as a nightcap, and you were talking about the Greek Freak versus LeBron, and
how do they match up against a contender in the division?
Exactly. How does Milwaukee, you know, accept this challenge? Because it's still Cleveland's title be taken away from the East at this point. Yeah,
definitely. And now we're going to see, can the Bucks now, they competed with Boston, or did they fall against Boston? How are they going to perform now against the reigning champs of the East?
The Bucks have a crazy first week, don't they?
Pretty much. I mean, 2 days in, it's just 2 days in difference from the 18th to the 20th. They got to face, you know,
two potential Eastern Conference Finals opponents.
Yeah.
They have to face them in the first week. And that's a good, you know, indicator, especially for Giannis trying to show the world, hey man, you really come look at us.